Welcome to the 9th video in the 5-minute poker coaching video series. In this video, I'm going to help B Spencer 254 plug the leak of losing money when calling raises on the river. Let's roll. All right, so we have B Spencer's database of 26,000 hands right here. Positive $7 or 3.5 buy-ins at the 2NL level, and he's positive 1.3 big blinds per 100 hands. Things are looking good. He's a profitable player, but there are always ways to improve that profitability. Now, when I see a new database, I start running various filters to see where their leaks might lie. And this is what I found for B Spencer. I lose money when I bet, then call on the river. You're going to filter for this with any bet on the river and then called a 2-bet. And of course, once again, I save it as a quick filter. Easy access that way. 17 hands where he bet, then called the raise, negative $7 or negative 3.5 buy-ins, right? So this is definitely an area that he can focus on right here. Now, the way he's going to really focus on this is to develop his intuition for what his opponents are raising him with. We're going to do that with hand reading, but before I get to an actual hand reading demonstration, let's go back to that Word document. The sticky note that I want B Spencer to put on his computer before betting and then calling, I will answer the question, what is he raising me with on this card at this sizing? You can ask yourself this on the river, of course, or when you face a turn raise, a flop raise, or even a pre-flop raise. Asking and answering this question is really good practice to get your mind thinking about the range of hands and the way that your opponent plays those hands. Now, purposeful play, this is what you need to do on the felt to practice this. Over the next 2 weeks, ask and answer this question every time you face a raise, pre or post-flop. What is he raising at this sizing with? Your answer to the question, that's going to guide you to the correct button click, whether it's fold, call, or re-raise, of course. And you want to tag each hand where you face a raise, create your own tag, something like face a raise, so that you can do hand reading exercises with it. Now, purposeful study. This is what I want B Spencer to do, and this is a critical skill for every great poker player. It's hand reading, or the ability to hand read. Now, purposeful study. I want B Spencer to develop their face a raise intuition. Every day for 28 days, do 1 to 2 complete hand reading exercises from pre-flop all the way to the river, like I do in my 66 days of hand reading videos. And if you click the link right here, you'll see those videos, right? The playlist. You want to do hands where you faced a raise and saw showdown. Whether or not you won or lost doesn't matter. Your goal is to develop the intuition and to find the patterns what your opponents are raising you with right here. So let's get to an example hand. Pocket nines right here, okay, and of course for hand reading we utilize Flopzilla. Now I'm going to run through this really quickly, but if you want to see more detail, me explaining the hand reading process, watch some of those videos in the 66 days of hand reading right here. So everybody folds, super loose passive villain limps in a call, and then you raise to just 6 big blinds. This feels like I don't know what I'm doing. I have a semi-strong hand. I should raise here. But really, if you're going to try to get value out of this, look at that. $2 game. He's got 20 bucks. He's got 10 buy-ins. This guy's playing super loose passive and just stacking fools left and right, it looks like. He has so much money that you need to do all you can to get as much value from him as possible. Raising to 10, 12, 16 cents is a better play here than just 6 cents. You're building the pot and then going out of position or going to the flop out of position. But you raise it to 6 cents. You're just asking for calls from them, right? Flop comes down 3, 10, 10. Before the flop comes, what hands are limping and then calling against your pocket nines? Yep. So let's give him a full 100% range. We see that he V-pips 91% of the time, but he would probably come in for a raise. Let's say 10s are better and ace queen are better. So let's remove those. He's limping and then calling with everything else, which is a 95% range. That's totally fine. This guy's been hitting flops, stacking fools. That's his whole goal here, is to hit flops and stack you. So he's limping and calling just about everything. So pre-flop, your equity is 74%. Great, things are looking good right here. The flop comes 10, 10, 3, heart, diamond, spade. Now on this board, things are looking good. Your equity dropped a little bit, but you're at 80% right here. Not such a bad situation at all. You're going to bet 9 cents half pot, and he just calls, and then we get a fold. Great, we are heads up now to the turn. But what we want to do is utilizing Flopzilla, we want to figure out what hands are just calling your half pot bet. Quads would, he doesn't have any. Full houses would, three of a kind would just call, because this loose passive player, he wants to give you rope to hang yourself. He's going to be slow playing his monster hands. Over pairs are calling, pocket pair below. Mid pairs, I think, are calling all those threes. Weak pairs, pocket deuces, sure, why not call one street? Ace highs for the potential of hitting an ace, he's calling. No made hand, let's leave those off, because some of those no made hands are actually open-enders, gut shots, overcards, and 2-card backdoor flushes. So we're going to say that he continues 52% of the time, which is pretty accurate because he folds 49% of the time, right? We're kind of narrowing his hand in relation or in accordance with his stats, I guess I should say. There we go. So now that we've narrowed his range, you actually drop to 71% equity. Not looking all that great now. Now the Jack of Spades hits. On the Jack of Spades, your equity drops to 64% right now. You're still ahead, but it's not the best situation. If you thought you were ahead on the flop, you should probably c-bet here, but instead you just checked. Now, what is he betting? Or what is he betting with on this Jack of Spades? Now, he's probably betting all of his strong hands because he's betting small, maybe wanting you to come over the top and check raise over his super strong hands. He's probably betting his top pair. Now, a weak player like this, they don't know what to do with their weaker pairs and stuff. They could very well be betting those weak pairs. Ace highs, they're probably just going to check and hope to hit an ace on the river, so let's leave those out of his range. But flush draws, open-enders, gut shots, and overcards, they might all try to bet in order to get you to fold, right? Those ace highs might not bet because they have a little bit of showdown equity. So let's say he's betting now 71% of his flop range, and now that puts you at only 53% equity. But you make the call, and you have enough equity to make this call, but things are just, the board's not shaping up in any way to help you, right? Now the 5 of spades hits, the backdoor flush came in, things aren't any good. You only have third pocket pair or third pair here. Not a great situation, but let's see what happens. On the 5 of spades, you decide to lead out right there for 25 cents half pot, and then he raises 5x. What is he raising 5x with? This is the kind of guy, look how loose passive he is in general. He's been hitting flops, stacking fools. You've probably seen up to this point quite a few raises and bets post-flop when he had the goods, right? And he's telling you right now he has the goods. Your third pair is not beat. So let's say, what is he making this raise with? Quads, sure, but he doesn't have any. Full houses, flushes that just backdoored the flush. Straights, doesn't have any. But 3 of a kind? I think all those random 10s would probably raise you right here. He's been getting lucky stacking fools. He's trying to do the same to you. But top pairs, those jacks would probably call now that you let out for half pot. If this is his range, that he's 5xing you with a raise, you have 0% equity. This is not a call. This is an auto fold right here for sure. Because you don't even, I mean, the way I've ranged him, I'm not even putting any bluffs in his range, right? His is a strictly value bet, trips or better. But then you call, and he ends up having 10-3 offsuit. So you can see we kept that hand in his range the whole time. It was one of the pre-flop ranges. He flopped that full house, and we're never eliminating that from his range, right, with the way he played the hand. All right, so that is hand reading. I know this video has gone way longer than 5 minutes, but hand reading, of course, just takes so much longer. I didn't explain everything, but it is a long process. Once you start hand reading, each hand might take you like 20, 25 minutes. Eventually, you'll get down to the point like where I did, where just a few minutes, you can put your opponent on a very good pre-flop range and narrow it through the streets and be decently accurate. But for more hand reading practice, please click on that 66 days of hand reading link, as well as watch the videos and practice over the next 28 days, 1 or 2 hands per day, exactly like this. You're going to develop that intuition for hand reading and figuring out what your opponents raise you with on various streets at various sizings. And one last thing before I go, please click the subscribe button and ding that bell for notifications down below for every new video that hits the airwaves. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, and an extra big thanks to BSpencer254 for opening up their database to us. I hope you use what I showed you today to improve your game. Click either one of these videos to watch more in the series, and if you want me to be your coach, Go to smartpokerstudy.com/coaching.